Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 5 cards at each position here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons and tons of content coming, and would really appreciate it if you do subscribe. But without further ado, we got 25 cards to rank and go over in this video. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the point guard position at number 5, going with Joe Dumars, a very solid defensive PG in my team. Dumars is good. I'm going to skim over each card. 82 speed and excel, 82 shot 3, 88 perimeter, 88 lateral, 88 steal. Finishing badges, shooting badges, playmaking badges, and defensive badges are all solid. Hoff Challenger, gold pick dodger, silver clamps. I mean, he's pretty complete. He's got a nice release. Overall, a very solid card. She can shoot the ball pretty well. I like Joe Dumars. I think he gets the job done. At number 4, going with Damian Lillard. I know this might be a little lower than some of y'all would have put Damon. Honestly, some of y'all might have even put him at 5, but Dumars over him. Elite offensive card, great shooter, great playmaker, got good speed, very good shooter, solid dunker. Not going to do anything on the defensive end of the court. He's got a good release and decent movement. Very good offensive PG, probably the second or third best offensive point guard in the game. But in my opinion, I put him at number 4 overall because Jason Kidd is so good defensively. At number 3, I'm going with J. Kidd. I don't know if it's a reach to say that Jason Kidd is the 3rd best point guard in the game. 88 speed and excel is really good. The defense is amazing, and he can shoot open. He can't dunk. Kidd can dunk, but Dame can dunk, but Kidd is so good defensively. Just such a solid all-around card. I think it's very easy for me to put him at this spot, especially being 6'4" as well. I mean, he's a very good card. He's fast too. I like J. Kidd, man. I think if you put him next to a shot creator, Devin Booker, Brandon Roy, even Tracy McGrady at the 2, Jason Kidd's going to be a monster at the 1. At number 2, I'm going to go with Kyrie Irving. I'm not putting him 1. I think this is going to be a consistent theme. Kyrie Irving isn't the best point guard in the game anymore. I really don't believe he is. He's still 6'2" with a 6'4" wingspan. Very fast, great shooter. Can't dunk, but a decent perimeter defender. Great shooting and playmaking badges. Some good finishing ones as well. But when you can't dunk and your layup package is as bad as Kyrie's, that can be kind of frustrating. He's not an elite defender. Everybody gets either, but he gets the job done defensively. Not bad. Amazing shot creator and amazing shooter, but his release is also not the fastest. Kyrie's day is unfortunately coming. He was the best point guard in the game for a week. I don't think he is anymore, although he's real close, but I wouldn't be totally shocked with it if within the next couple of weeks Kyrie is no longer in a lot of people's lineups. Good level 40 reward for sure, but I'm not sure how long his staying power is going to last. It's going to be interesting. Anyways, at the number 1 point guard spot in the game, I do believe Amethyst Derrick Rose is better than Diamond Kyrie Irving because I do put a lot of value in the ability to dunk the ball. 6'3" with a 6'8" wingspan. He's an inch taller. He's got a much longer arms. That helps him out defensively. 84 lateral quickness. Similar perimeter stats. He's as good or better of a defender than Kyrie, although Kyrie does have a couple of defensive badges that D-Rose doesn't have, like glove and interceptor. D-Rose has Hoff speed booster, gold handles for days. Kyrie has Hoff's handles for days. I think he's got gold speed booster. So D-Rose is a little bit quicker as a playmaker and a little bit faster as well than Kyrie. Kyrie might be able to dribble a little longer, but D-Rose's SIGs are also very good. D-Rose can slash at a very high level. He's not the shooter that Kyrie is, but he can still hit his open shots. Kyrie can't dunk. D-Rose can shoot. There's value there, I feel like, in D-Rose being a little more complete on the offensive end of the court with being such a good slasher. His movement is also very solid, as good as Kyrie's, if not better. And I do believe that Derrick Rose is the best point guard in the game. Moving on to the shooting guard position at number 5. It's honestly, I feel like, a little bit of a tougher spot. This could be Klay Thompson. It could be Bruce Bowen. It could be a couple other guys. I'm going Sam Jones. I think the offense and the shooting of Sam Jones is very valuable. 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. He's undersized, and he's not crazy fast, but he's decently quick. He's a very good shooter. Really nice release. Amazing release. His release is the main reason I have as a top 5 shooting guard. And then defensively, he's just not that great. I mean, Bruce Bowen and Klay Thompson are significantly more complete because they are such good 3-and-Ds. I think the value of Sam Jones offensively right now, though, is enough for me, at least, to put him at number 5. Number 4, gonna go with Anthony Edwards. I just think he's one of the more complete shooting guards in the game. Really solid all-around card who slashes very well. 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. Similar in size to Sam Jones. He doesn't have nearly as good of a release, but he's still a very capable shooter. Very good slasher. Fast, good perimeter defender. Versatile, all-around card with pretty complete badges. Really nice finishing badges, but some good defensive and shooting ones as well. Really solid card. I like Ant a lot. Number 3, Devin Booker. It's a big step up here. D-Book, one of the better offensive cards in the entire game. Love this card. I think he's a monster. I think he shoots the ball super well. Elite release, and his movement, even though he's not super fast, is very good because of his timing versus his size up being very solid. Do not struggle to dribble too much with Book right now, and his release is so good that you don't really need to create that much space with him to knock down a ton of shots. Defensively, he does nothing, but That's okay. I still think he's good enough where he's a top 3 shooting guard right now for sure because he's so good offensively. T-Mac is number 2 because I think he gives me more defensively than Booker does. He's not quite as good of a shot creator, but he's still a very good shot maker with an elite release, gold limitless range, elite slasher, and a capable playmaker. Not quite as good of a playmaker or probably shot maker as D-Book, but a much better slasher and a more versatile defender who's bigger, has better perimeter, better lateral quickness, just overall a better all-around card. The number 1, I'm going to go Brandon Roy, who is very similar to T-Mac, just a little bit better than T-Mac statistically. Slightly better badges, slightly more badges, although he does not have gold limitless range, which T-Mac does have, so that's a little bit annoying. But outside of that, he's a little bit quicker than T-Mac, a little bit better defensively, as good of a slasher, if not a little bit better than same thing, a little bit better shooter probably. T-Mac is 2 inches taller. This is close. I do think Brandon Roy is the best shooting guard in the game right now, though. All of these guys are very, very good, especially the top 3, who are absolutely elite in my team. Some of the best cards in the game. Number 5 at the shooting small forward position is actually going to be Andre Iguodala still. I do believe he is legitimately still a top 5 small forward. I will say the small forward position is very, very 3-and-D heavy right now. Iggy, same type of thing. Iggy's very athletic, 85 driving dunk, decent speed, but he's a very good versatile defender with high interior, high perimeter, very high perimeter, very high perimeter and lateral quickness, especially 80 shot 3, very capable finisher. He's got a little bit of playmaking stuff, but that's not really his thing. His release is a little bit slow, which is the main thing that pushes him down the list a little bit for me. It's just that I don't think his release is super fast, but overall, Iggy is a very, very solid card at number 5. Number 4, going to go Jordan Walsh, just the best budget card in the game. Jordan Walsh is an absolute dog for the cheap players. He is absolutely amazing because he's got 80 interior, 80-something perimeter, 80-something lateral quickness, 74 shot 3, 77 speed excel. I understand the stats aren't as good as Iggy, but he's an inch taller than Iggy. His animations defensively are better than Iggy's. He's almost as good of a slasher as Iggy. I just think he plays better than Iggy. I like his release more than Iggy's as well. Truly do believe he's a better card in my team than Iggy, despite Iggy on paper being the better option. Shawn Marion is going to come in at number 3 for me, which is crazy because I had him number 1 like last week, but I've changed my mind on him. Still think he's very good, but 6'7" with 6'10" wingspan, while very solid size, isn't OD. 82 speed and excel, I like it. 79 shot 3, very, very solid. 85 driving dunk is great. Defense is really, really good. Really good card, great finisher. Elite defender, very versatile defender, can guard the interior and rebound and play very, very big, which I like a lot. And his release is fast. It's ugly and weird, but it is fast, which is a plus, and it's not as hard to green as it was last year by any means. And overall, Shawn Marion is a very good defensive card. He's a capable shooter and a very good athlete. And overall, a very versatile option at the small forward position. Jason Tatum at number 2. I just like his release better. I like the fact that he shoots better than Marion. He's not quite as good of a defender, maybe not even quite as athletic either, but that's okay. He's still a very athletic slasher. He's a very, very good shooter, a better shooter than Marion, a little better playmaker than Marion, and still a capable defender, even if he's not quite as good. Still got gold clamps, silver interceptor, gold pogo stick, off-ball pest, bronze pick dodger. I mean, he's got some bad, he's got good speed. He's still a very good card. And then finally, best shooting guard, small forward in the game, came out today, and it's Scottie Pippen. I mean, he's just the best 3-and-D guy in the game at any position right now. I mean, very, very, very good release. I understand the 3-ball rating is not high, 76, but get some catch and shoot on him, maybe Claymore, whatever shooting badges you have on him, upgrade those a little bit. That will pay off for this Pippen card. He's very athletic, good dunker, 85 driving dunk, 86 speed and excel, super fast for a small forward. And then he's the best defensive wing in the game, the best lockdown defender in the game by a mile. 93 perimeter, 93 lateral, capable interior defender, Hoff clamps and challenger is so huge. He's such an elite defender, definitely the best small forward in the game right now, for sure. Power forward position, moving along nicely. I'm only using one guy at each position. Just keep that in mind. So if they're at power forward, they're not going to be at center, and vice versa. But we're going Giannis at number 5 at power forward. Don't love the fact that he's not an elite shooter. 59 shot 3, while makeable, is very, very low and can be inconsistent. 78 speed and excel is nice. Giannis moves really well, and he's an exceptional defender and an elite slasher. I just wish he could shoot the ball a little bit better. Outside of that, he's still an amazing card. He's borderline top 5 at both power forward and center. I put him on the power forward list, and I decided to slot him in at number 5. Number 4, going to go Amari Stoudemire. 75-ish speed on Amari as a 6'10 guy with a 7'6 wingspan. Pretty darn solid movement there. Obviously, he's not going to dribble or create well, but he's got a 70 shot 3 and a nice release. Very, very good dunker. Doesn't do a lot defensively, but I love the slashing ability, and I like the fact that I can shoot up more consistently with him than I can with Giannis. I feel like that's valuable as well. Those two guys are very close. Honestly, all of these guys are close. Paulo Banchero is very close to all of these guys. All 5 of these guys pretty much interchangeable. I think opinion in a lot of ways. Paulo's actually a little slower than Giannis and Amari, but he's the best shooter of the group, has as good of a release as Amari, if not better. Solid slasher, not the best defender, but I like his defensive animations. I don't know why. Maybe it's a decent vertical or stat. I don't know. I like him defensively. I feel like he actually competes pretty well on the defensive end of the court. I like Paulo. The small power forward position's a little weak, though. I don't feel like we have that true dominant top tier guy. At number 2, I'm going with this new Karl Malone that came out. I know he's got like 66 speed and 64 3-ball, which I understand is the worst of the group, but he's the best all-around defender outside of Giannis, and I feel like he's a way more consistent defender than shooter than Giannis is. His release is so smooth and so nice this year. Really like it a lot. Still a very good finisher and a very capable defender, versatile defender, good rebounder, good vertical and strength. I understand the 3-ball and the speed are not really there, but I just think he's fast enough, and I like his release enough, and he's really nice interior. Maybe I'm too high on him, but I really do believe he's the second best power forward. I did gameplay with him. I was so impressed. And then number 1, I'm going Lamar Odom. As y'all can see, we could literally change everything. I could put Giannis at 1, and I don't think anybody would have any problem with that. I just need shooting more than some people, I think, at times. For me personally, Giannis, a little bit too poor of a shooter. But Lamar Odom at number 1 is 6'10", but when you look at the stats, he doesn't stand out compared to any of these other guys. He's 74 speed and excel, 73 shot 3, 75 driving dunk, defensively 60s and 70s. Like, it's just not great. The badges aren't amazing, but he's 6'10" and has a money release, probably the best release of anybody on this. Can y'all tell I put a lot of value into shooting and a release? Because I love Lamar Odom's release, and that's my favorite thing about him. He also moves pretty well, though, which is nice for a power forward. And I just think, I understand the power forward position is really interchangeable, but for right now, this is what I'd be going with. At center now, I'm going to put some of the better cards at center, to be honest. Alonzo Mourning is going to come in at number 5, though. Very, very solid. Like he's 6'10", I believe, 7'6" wingspan, though, so very long arms. 74 speed, 74 excel, 65 shot 3. I don't love his release, but he can hit open. I don't love his release at all, but he can hit open, and he's a very good defender. 88 interior, 85 block. He's got tons of good finishing and defensive badges, which is really, really nice. And while I don't like his release, he is a very good center card. At number 4, I'm gonna go Pau Gasol. Pau is just honestly kind of like a slightly better Alonzo, I should say. 64 speed and excel is not quite as fast, but he's a better shooter, still a very good interior defender, has a better release, has better shooting badges. And while 64 speed is still kind of slow, it's honestly fast enough at center where he's going to be fine. He's got silver anchor. He's a good interior defender. He's a 7-footer. He's a very good card. Number 3, this goes against all of my general rules, but I put Ben Wallace, who cannot shoot even at mid-range, as the 3rd best center in the game right now. 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, 81 speed and excel, 92 interior, 90 block, 84 lateral quickness, 80 perimeter, 85 standing and driving dunk. He is the best center in the game right now at everything except for shooting, basically. He feels the fastest. He seems like he runs the best. He dunks the best, it seems like, at least in terms of consistency, and he's an incredible defender. I mean, he's an absolutely amazing defender. I love this card, and I wish he was like 7 foot. Although Shaq is coming this week, and Shaq will be very similar to this Ben Wallace, except 7'1", 325 pounds with that giant wingspan as well. Shaq is going to be insane. I do believe that there's a very good chance that for the first time in literal years, the actual best center in my team is going to be an inside center. I cannot remember the last time that I would prefer to run an inside over all of the other center options in the game, and I think that's going to be true with Shaq, but even Ben Wallace is an incredible inside who's so versatile and athletic. Now, at number 2, going Chris Webber. He is a stretch 5 and a very good one at that. Also 81 speed. He's fast. He's still a versatile defender, although not nearly as good as Ben, but he has decent lateral quickness, good interior, good shooter. I like his release. It's slow, but I've gotten very consistent with it, and it feels very easy to time. And then he's a solid dunker as well. Does have half rebound chaser, which is nice. Bronze anchor's good, and brick wall is interceptor, so he's got a couple of good badges there. And overall, very solid card. Then at number 1 right now is Bam Adebayo. He's just pretty easily the best center in the game right now, because he does have, even though it's a low 3-ball, kind of like Karl Malone, who has a 64 3-ball. Bam Adebayo's release is just so smooth and consistent. 65 really feels like about 75 or 80. The 74 speed and excel is more than enough. He's also got an 88 interior, 80 driving dunk, and half anchor. Statistically, he's actually very similar to a guy like Alonzo Mourning, but his release is so much better than Alonzo Mourning's, and that half anchor is so nice. I think that puts him over the edge and makes him the best center in the game, in my opinion. So this is my top 5 centers. Again, a lot of these positions are pretty close, but yeah, these are the top 5 players at every single position in my team right now, in my opinion. D Rose, Kyrie, Jason Kidd, Damian Lillard, and Joe Dumars at point guard. Brandon Roy, T-Mac, D Book, Anthony Edwards, and Sam Jones at shooting guard. Pippen, Jason Tatum, Sean Marion, Jordan Walsh, and Iggy at small forward. Power forward is Lamar Odom, Karl Malone, Bala Banchero, Amari Stoudemire, and Giannis. This power forward position's kind of weak. And then center, we got Bam Adebayo, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, Pau Gasol, and Alonzo Mourning. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of power forwards and centers the next week, although Shaq is obviously coming. He's going to be insane. But we have a lot of point guards, a lot of shooting guards, a lot of small forwards. Power forward and center position, not quite as stacked in my opinion. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.